Yes, I'm in my childhood bedroom home. Okay, that's what's going on here. So, the quick question at hand is this. When someone asks you, what do you want for dinner? Do you actually know? Or are you more like, I don't mind whatever you want? You may mean it. And then when they pick something up, that whatever you want, you feel a flicker of disappointment, maybe even annoyance. Yeah, that's what we're going to get into today. Welcome back. I'm Vicky. You're in the midst of month dos in our ADHD series where I coach women through the messy middle of transformation. Forgive me for my bedroom. This is not my usual. Okay, so last month we got deep into the nervous system regulation territory, window of tolerance, the accordion, all that jazz. Find the episode up here somewhere or in the first line of the description. This month, we're building on all that foundation with something that I feel is going to hit a little differently for many of you. And yes, this is my old Coco Pelli holding my mic. We're talking about self-trust. And if your eyebrows are in your hairline somewhere, that's all right. That's all right. I'm with you. So specifically, I mean, learning to believe your own knowing after a lifetime of being told directly or indirectly that your knowing is wrong, or a lifetime of, dare I say, people pleasing, right? Before I get into my own story, shocker, I want to give you something to chew on because there's a reason that this comes up so much, especially with late diagnosed ADHD women specifically. ADHD isn't just about focus, organization, timing, and task management. Of the lesser known features is something called interoception, which is our brain's ability to read internal body signals: hunger, tired, emotions, desire. For a lot of us, that signal is quiet. Sometimes it's just static, like at a radio frequency. So when someone asks you what you want and you draw a literal blank, it's not because you're indecisive or passive or emotionally unavailable. It's because your brain has a significantly harder time accessing that information in the moment, especially when most requests feel urgent, even if they are objectively not. Just ask my husband about that. Every other sentence you could hear, but you don't have to do that right now. Okay. Layer that on top of a lifetime of being corrected, told that you're forgetful, told that you're difficult, told that you're indecisive, too passive, that you don't care enough. We tend to learn pretty quickly that our read on a situation is probably off because our emotions get woven into something kind of objective. So you may outsource your judgment for ease, convenience, inevitably habit. You may look to other people to tell you what is true so that you don't get it wrong, whatever that might mean in a situation like choosing what you want to eat, right? Like, how could you be wrong? But that's what we internalize. And so these end up becoming so habitual that by the time someone asks you what you want, you genuinely do not know because you've stopped asking yourself that years ago. Am I right? It's not a character flaw. It's a super logical adaptation to an environment and series of memorable experiences that kept telling you that you couldn't be trusted. Your intuition, your gut, your instincts. You see what I'm saying? So, okay, so here's the personal bit. For most of my life, I'm 36, I generally thought that I just didn't have strong preferences. Not like Zen or like an unattached kind of way, just in a, weird, I guess I just must be very chill kind of way. I was definitely tomboy also. So pick a restaurant, pick a place to travel, pick a book, pick literally anything. I would just shrug and be serious about my shrug because I had no preference. Someone else's preference always won, which eventually refined itself into people pleasing, which eventually became a whole personality trait I had to excavate and adjust. I've traveled to nearly 80 countries, skydived, eaten at Michelin restaurants. I've done improv, tried out a master's degree or two. Didn't get either of them. Okay. Created a whole web series, produced it, met people I grew up watching on TV. And when I look back at how most of those things happen, I did just kind of roll into a lot of that, to be honest. Followed a few breadcrumbs that other people left on my path, rarely stopping to discern whether the desire for the thing was mine or I took it because it was there. And it sounds all right. And it genuinely was most of the time. But underneath it, I was also moving at light speed because slowing down felt like being a burden. Waiting to feel something and discern how I really felt or figure out what I really wanted felt like wasting everyone's time. Can I come up with evidence that my naturally slower speed was ever a burden? No. But it was the radio station frequency that I concocted. I rarely challenged it. You don't unless someone shows you the mirror of yourself. So I just skipped the part where I checked in with myself and hoped for the best. It seems like everyone else knows immediately what they want and have strong preferences, so I must suck at not know. I'll just go along with their confident decision, was essentially what was happening. And that, my friend, is a little chestnut we call self-abandonment. It's quiet, chronic, doesn't look dramatic from the outside, but costs you an enormous amount over time. The cost is self-trust. It tends to be the foundational crack that 99% of my clients come to me, not for, they end up realizing that's what they came for. The cost of seeking external validation, a career that got a little wild after years of academic rigor, masks I built so carefully I forgot they were masks. Perfection, inadequacy, shame. Pick your pleasure. I'm still in the process, of course. I'm not coming up here like I've graduated, shoot. But here's what has been working: accountability. My man, this man follows his gut like it is his full time job. He'll stop a whole conversation cold. He will change an entire plan. He will not go. He will say exactly what he wants without a single apology. He will wait in the corner of a party for me to be ready to go. And I could scream out of aggravation if you know me, but my voice doesn't go above this level right here. So screaming would be a lot for me. However, one day it struck me that I wasn't annoyed at him. I was annoyed because I had no idea how to do that myself. He has been my most frustrating and most important teacher. Yes, he is aware. We have these conversations. In this, not this hair, in this transformational world, it's often said that when we are triggered by something in someone else, it is because that piece in ourselves is being highlighted, either for not taking up enough space, like lack of following my own gut or my inner voice, or that thing is taking up maybe too much space, like getting annoyed at a particularly charming, extroverted person within a group because I tend to enjoy that spot in a group. I'm just being 100 with you. Those are two examples. So this month, that's the work we're talking about. We're starting with the question, the most important question of what do I want in this moment? And we're going to sit with how much harder that question is than it sounds. Over the next few weeks, we're going into the shadow or the subconscious. Parts of you that learned it wasn't safe to have needs and vocalize them. The way doubt gets installed, usually by people who genuinely love you but got it wrong. And what rebuilding self trust actually looks like when you're neurodivergent and have spent years being the least reliable narrator of your own experience. We are not fixing, we are returning. I would love if you would comment any thoughts, ideas, epiphanies that come to mind while I shared some of this. Until then, snag the rest menu below. Get started on honing in on your intuition, your gut, your instincts. and let me know how that goes. Until next time, my friends. Ciao for now.